Alright guys, Gypsy Jeep here, taking cover under my awning. It's raining out here in Appalachia, having a great time. So I've decided I'm going to do a video series, a Roadlife video series. Every time I'm out traveling and jazz, people stop and ask me, about my build, and just they're asking questions because they don't know how to get into the whole road life, van life, overlanding, thing. So they ask me tons of questions like, hey, what kind of vehicle do you recommend? Do you recommend a fridge? Do you recommend a cooler? Do you recommend, this awning? What do you recommend? Is it fun? Is it enjoyable? So I've decided that I was just going to make a video series about it just to kind of help, people out instead of just the people I meet, but, everybody on the internet. Kind of how my thought processes go in regards to how I built my Jeep out. And, hopefully through my experiences, you guys can kind of come up with an idea of how to build out a vehicle, what kind of vehicle you want to build out, and everything that entails with that. So what's the allure of this lifestyle? It's a unique way of living that makes you feel truly free and allows you to be very active and allows you to explore new things every day. So the broad definition for any type of road lifestyle, whether or not you're doing it in a van, Jeep Wrangler, minivan, a semi truck, whatever, I would say the overall broad definition for it would be overlanding. And overlanding, by definition, is vehicle-based exploration travel. So you're traveling, you're exploring, and it's in a vehicle, So people who are doing van life, they're overlanders. A lot of people think overlanding means that you're getting out on these like crazy dirt trails and doing that kinds of stuff. And that is a, type of overlanding, but it is not solely overlanding. People who go to urban environments or abandoned places as well, that's also overlanding. It's a very broad term. So $1 million question, what kind of vehicle do I get, Gypsy Jeep? And the $1 million answer is I have no idea. I get asked that all the time, guys, and I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know. It all depends on your personalized goal with overlanding. My personalized goal personally is to travel from body to water, or from body to water to body to water, to fish. That's my big thing. I love to fish, so I go to bodies of water all the time. Yours could be urban exploration, or go into places to explore cuisine, whatever, right? Figure out what your personalized goal is. From there, you can kind of figure out which kind of vehicle best suits your needs, right? So things I would keep in mind as far as choosing vehicles is, do I want a big interior space? If that's a no, then a Jeep Wrangler works, or something to that degree. If it's a yes, you might want a van, right? Do I want a big interior space, or do I want a smaller interior space? That would kind of get you into do I want a big van or a small van, right? Another aspect that I would definitely keep in mind when choosing a vehicle is the aftermarket support, right? So Jeep Wranglers have tons of aftermarket support. You can find parts all over the internet for Jeep Wranglers to assist you in your overlanding adventures, right? But some of the vans out there that they have, some of the older vans, not so much. You don't really find as much aftermarket support. So a lot of the stuff you kind of have to fabricate on your own. So if you're someone who's not really all that tech savvy with working and building and fabricating things, you might want to lean more towards something that has a lot of aftermarket support, right? Or you could look into actually paying somebody if you want to do that. I think it's better to do it yourself personally because you feel more accomplished out of it, I guess. But some people, aren't like me. But you might want to pay somebody to do it instead. A lot of van life people do that. They'll pay someone to, build out their van for them. So aftermarket support, okay. Keep that in mind. The other thing is, where are you going, right? If you're just doing urban exploration, two-wheel drive works perfect, right? If you plan on getting out in the sticks, you're going to need 4x4, right? So keep that in mind. do I need two-wheel drive? Do I need four-wheel drive? What best suits my needs in regards to that, right? I would personally tell most people just to shoot for four-wheel drive because, you know, if you're exploring an area and it just happens to be up north where it snows really bad and you're there exploring the winter time, because I'm telling you, exploring places in the winter, it's tons of fun. But you want that four-wheel drive to get through that snow. You know what I mean? So I would look into, you know, whether or not you need two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive is another, you know, thing that you could find as well. So I would keep that in mind as well. So some honorable mentions of vehicles that work well for this kind of lifestyle are obviously Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, Jeep Cherokees, like the old school ones, not the new school ones, like the Jeep Cherokee XJ, the old 90s, early 2000s ones. Those are great. Toyota Tacomas, Toyota 4Runners, Toyota FJ Cruisers, Land Cruisers, any of the Land Cruisers that are out there, Chevy G20, Chevy Astro, Mercedes Sprinter van. I mean, the list could go on. But those are some honorable mentions of vehicles that, like, I would look into using for this kind of lifestyle. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this video. I apologize for saying you know a lot. I used to live in Wisconsin, okay? And you know, they say you know a lot. So, yeah, and all the likes and the you know, they're thinking words. So, you know, because I'm kind of just doing this off of, you know, my memory. I don't have, like, a board sitting here where I'm, like, you know, reading quote to quote what I need to say to you guys. You know, that'd probably be a really good idea if I did something like that, so I wasn't saying, like, you know all the time, or like, or but thank you guys for watching this video, and I really hope that that kind of gives you an idea of what vehicle to choose for the type of overlanding that you want to do.